at the A498, just below Snowdon. I'm gonna climb a bit today. Weather's not fantastic, but it's the best we've had this summer. Just gonna head up this road to the site of an old Roman fort and turn left and head up the road to Penny Pass, and then when I get up there I'm going to make my decision on which route I'm going to take to climb Snowdon. I've left the cafe at Penny Pass and now I'm just climbing the Miners' Track. It's very well graded. You know, you could probably get someone with a wheelchair up on it. Snowdon has 500,000 visitors climb it every year. Some by the mountain train that goes to the top, some by the footpaths. So they have to do work like this to stop the mountain being eroded completely. Now I'm walking the Miners' Track. I could take the Pyg Track or the Miners' Track from where I left my car. Could even have climbed Pyg, but there's too much cloud and it's probably not the best day to try a really sharp ridge route like that. And there you can see Snowdon covered in cloud. I'm next to a small little lake or tarn called, I believe it's pronounced Lintarine, and you can see a little farmhouse, crumbling walls just down, and lots of sheep still grazing around it, just there. Interesting rocks, I think. This quartz running through a seam. See, it goes all the way up. You can see here they're actually tarmacked, part of the route up the mountain. I remember reading about this in the newspapers. A lot of people were complaining that it was making it too easy, and other people saying it makes it more accessible. I'll let you decide. It's got a train that goes to the top anyway, who cares? Snowdon and Pyg is still covered in cloud. Hopefully it'll lift when I get to the top. It's approaching noon, so it might burn off, you never know. I'm sat here by the reservoir Snowdon. It's on the miners' track going up to Snowdon, and I'm behind the older mine workings. No idea when they were operating and when it closed. There's no information signs or anything about them, and my map only says mine ruins. But at least you know now why it's called the miners' track, because it was used by miners. I'm here at a small tarn, which I believe is pronounced Glassline. And see, soon I have to start climbing up to where Snowdon is, up in the clouds. Snowdon is 3,560 feet. I've had a few different sources say it's slightly different, but that's the one that most seem to agree on. It tends to be always in cloud. There's a railway that goes to the top, which was built in the late 1800s. It was built only in a year, which I think is pretty impressive, considering up the road from me they've been re-tarmacking a section of road, and it's taken them about 2 months. The day that the railway opened, one of the trains got out of control and it crashed, and there was a fatality, so it closed for about another year, I think. And then it's reopened, and as far as I know there's been no accidents since. It's actually quite nice here. There's a little bit of wind and rain, but I'm getting quite pumped to climb that up there. And there's a cafe at the top, so I'm going to get a hot chocolate when I get there, which is very nice. You don't always manage to get a warm drink when you reach the top of a mountain. As you can see, it's a lot more crowded now with people coming down as well as coming up. Fantastic views though. On a small saddle between Snowdon and you can see the train track. So it heads up towards the summit. The wind's getting up. So it's a good job I didn't decide to do a cribcock. Lazy buggers. I got a mouthful of smoke then. Inside the new building on top, and wow, how crowded this is. A lot of people on top today, all getting lunch and having drinks and stuff. That's the building from the outside. Snowdon summit lies up here. I've just got to climb it, then think about joining the really long queue to get some hot chocolate. Look how crowded it is. And how many people actually walked and how many got the train. So this is the top of Snowdon. Well, I'm on my way down, and as is always the case, the clouds lifted, you can now see Snowdon. You can just see where the train is. And I can just see people on top. They're just... I'm pretty much flying down. Now I have to be careful on this steep bit. There's lots of screen and stuff like that. A few gocks seems to have opened up, but there's still this quite strong wind. So I'm going to go down the Pyg Track. So it follows the same path as the miner's track, and just a short while down here it splits off. It doesn't go down by the turns, it goes over the hill. I'm going down the Pyg Track, and you can see they're having to do some maintenance on the trail because it's used by so many people. They had to helicopter all these rocks to rebuild the path a little bit. It just makes you wonder about what impact people are having on the mountain, because it's the most popular one in Britain and it's so accessible with this train going up and fairly easy paths. While I was at the top, just outside the cafe, about 50 foot down from it, I saw a man speaking Welsh just take his coffee cup and just crumple it up and put it under a rock. He couldn't even bother taking it down the mountain or taking it back to the cafe. It's such a shame that, as well as being a great mountain, it encourages people who don't really respect it to try and get up it. Well, I'm almost back at Penny Pass in the Pass of Lambert. The Pyg Track's been much shorter route. That is quite steep in places. But I'm almost back on the road. I survived and I'm back in the car. Well, my rental car. Got lots of sweat on my eyes and it is hurting. It's going to be a drive back now to Sheffield. Ooh, about 2 or 3 hours. Hopefully just not much traffic. I'm back at work tomorrow, so hopefully my legs won't be all stiff. Okay, time to get going.